Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Hairy Muppet, and we are going to be casting game number 2 of the HomeStory Cup number 7 grand final game. And down the bottom right side of the map, we do have our blue Terran player TaeJa, and down the bottom left side of the map, we do have our red Zerg player Snute. And game number 1, man, really good job by both players, but TaeJa just staying one step ahead, transitioning his army composition constantly to counter whatever the Zerg player was doing, and keeping the pressure on the third and fourth bases from Snute. Just absolutely awesome job. I'd say pretty much a perfect game from TaeJa, man. He didn't do anything wrong in the entire game, and he did everything right. And yeah, what a great way to start out this best of 7 series from the grand final. And Snute has definitely got his work cut out for him. He's going to have to really push ahead, really get something done, or really do something crazy here to get past TaeJa, and we are going to see what happens in this game. Here we go, TaeJa going for the same build as he did before. Barracks before command center. We have seen him do command center before barracks in some games, but it's a little bit risky. He's going standard, worked for him last game, so why the hell not? And yeah, here we go. Snoot's going to do the same as he always does, which is a hatch into pool. And yeah, this is going to be pretty boring actually for the first few minutes, because nothing usually happens. But we'll see if we get a Reaper coming out once again from TaeJa to do a bit of a early harassment. I'm guessing we probably are, because I mean, when your build works, I mean, you do it again. I mean, there's some credence to the tactic of, well, I did this last game, so my opponent's going to expect me to do the same thing again, so I'm going to change it up. But I mean, if what you did last time worked, then it's not going to cost you too much, like it's not a crazy all-in strategy, then I mean, might as well try it again. I mean, a Reaper doesn't cost that much, and yeah, I mean, why not? It's not like he's up against the wall. He really needs to try something different, like a super early command center or something like that. I mean, yeah, it's Snute. Snute is the one who needs to try something different, and yeah, he actually tried some pretty good stuff last time. He went for a fairly early third and all other sorts of good stuff, but against the Hellbat drops, he just did not do that well. And the Hellbat Marauder straight after that really put him up against the wall, and that was what finally defeated TLO in the 5th game of the semi-final, was that beautiful Hellbat Marauder composition. So I do not know what a great thing to counter that would be. Maybe Banelings? I don't know, Banelings versus Hellbats. I'm not sure how good that's going to be. We're going to see a couple of Lings and a Queen coming out. No Lings coming out yet. He's chosen not to build any Lings. He's just going to rely on his Queens. So a little bit different than what he did last time, but still going to work. Although I think, did this Reaper get any kills? Got 1 kill. Alright, so he lost a drone, but he did build 4 Lings. So yeah, I'm still going to say that came out ahead. Although it depends if he loses any more drones from this Reaper. It's going to be very interesting to see. Queen getting in a great position, and Reaper just has to run, jump back, regen some health, and then get back in there again. And what is Terran player doing? It is the same old, going for a fast Hellions, and this is going to be an armory. So yes, Hellbats all over the place once again, and he's got his expansion up. So yes, exactly the same build that he did last time. We're going to see some Hellbat drops again, and I'd really love to see Snute do something a little bit different this game to counter the Hellbat drops. And I'd definitely like to see him go in and scout the armory first off, but it is on the far side. However, he's going to be able to scout this starport, I assume, and that is going to tell him all he needs to know, I think. If he sees a starport, I think he can assume Hellbat drops, most likely. Yeah, but who knows. This Reaper's actually going a pretty good job versus that Queen, man. And here come the first 2 Hellions, quite fast. And yeah, the 5th base, no sorry, the 3rd base coming out quite fast as well. Not super fast, but you know, pretty good. And the Queens are going to have to chase these guys away. But of course, yeah, 2 Queens should be enough, maybe. But TaeJa, man, just going absolutely nuts on that. He's continuing to send out Hellions, and this base is actually in a lot of trouble. Usually Reapers and Hellions don't do that much building damage, but when you've got this many going against it, it's just all over the place. And this is an excellent opportunity to snipe the Queen there. This much Hellion damage, you could really just take it to him. And there we go. The Queen is going to just get a transfuse put on it the very last second, so great job. And the creep tube is constantly being spread out here. So soon enough, he's going to have enough time to be able to push out here and defend this base. And with the Roach Warren just about to finish, I don't know if TaeJa can actually finish this base off. I'm not sure, but is this the medevac with the first two Hellbats? Yes, it is. So TaeJa really on the ball as far as doing what he needs to do. He's not slacking off at all. He's getting everything as fast as he possibly can. One Queen. You do not want to send out one Queen to take out these guys. Although, they desperately want to get the hatchery out because, yeah, they know the roaches are coming, so they can't afford to take time off to hit this Queen. And maybe that's what the Queen was trying to do. Look at these guys, man. This guy did not get he got one kill at the very last second, so not the most effective Hellbat harass going on down there. The drones just managed to run away. And yeah, he saved the medevac, but the Hellbat's going down without really doing anything. And 4 out of 150, man. So that medevac flying on fumes there. And I guess that's the downside of the Hellbat Marauder is you can't attack air, but the very early game, I suppose you don't really need to that much. And there we go, Hellbat Marauder. He's going to be going for it again. And these guys trying to get this hatchery down, but they've got no chance anymore now that the Roach is out. Roach speed, I don't think has been researched, no. But these Roaches are still fast enough to get the expansion in time. And here we go, 4th base coming out. So Snute really pushing hard on the expansions. And I think he may have done this last game, maybe not. Another Hellbat drop over here. Drones just running away. These guys got no kills at all, or 1 kill each. Trying to hit some drones, but yeah, not really doing much. And really great job there by Snute in saving all of his workers from a fiery death. And does TaeJa... TaeJa does not know about the 4th base yet. So maybe he still thinks he's facing a 3-base Zerg. If he knew he was facing 4-base Zerg, he might be a little bit more scared, but he is going to push out and he's going to take this base out. And so yes, a great job there by TaeJa keeping the pressure on. His Overlord's finally going to get taken out. It's had a free scout for far too long. And he sees all the barracks coming out. So yeah, he's got to be thinking, alright, Triple M is transitioning in. And we should be seeing a 3rd base very soon from TaeJa. Is yes, the 11-minute mark, so you definitely got to be thinking about a 3rd base. And here we go, pushing in. He's already got some Banelings out though, so Snute definitely getting a little bit ahead of the curve. But look at this beautiful flank from these forces, man. And the Roaches are just overwhelming this force, man. He didn't have a crap load of Roaches, but with the Banelings in there as well, just doing such a good job. I don't know if it's going to be enough for this Hellbat Marauder force. But it's definitely forcing them to not be able to take out these guys. And can he get the workers off the top of the cliff? I don't know, but the Bailey's coming in here. Just manages to lift them off. They're going to drop them down to the bottom side. And the Hellbat's trying to get some stuff going on. But that Hellbat is going to get taken out. The Marauders without the Hellbat support are just going to get owned by these Lings. And trying to get that Marauder, but not quite able to. And these guys just, yeah, not having a good time. And meanwhile, the force is coming in. He's got to lift this up. He cannot hope to defend it at the moment. Yeah, he's got a few forces, but not nearly enough. He's getting some Widow Mines though, so that should be able to keep these guys out of the expansion. But yeah, the 3rd base is having a little bit of trouble setting it down. Meanwhile, the 3rd and 4th for Snute are both down, and his economy is going to be skyrocketing. 76 over 50 workers. Doing an absolutely fantastic job, and Snute, man, denying that attack from the Hellbat Marauder, which had screwed him over in the previous game, which had screwed over TLO, getting some early Banelings and mixing it with the Roaches, and just doing some awesome work there. And yeah, pushed that attack away, and then he sent in some Lings to deny this for a couple of seconds, for a half a minute or so. And suddenly Snute is looking like he's in a very good position in this game, especially with the 4th base down, man. His economy, 89 workers. You are reading that correctly. That is potentially a stupidly large amount. He's going to have to start sacrificing some if this goes into the end game, because he will not be able to have a big enough army with 89 workers. But right now, The economy is just going through the roof, and his army supply is going to be going through the roof very, very soon. And yeah, Snute is going to win this. I'm guessing in the next, I don't know, few minutes, in the next 5 minutes. I think his army is just going to be so stupidly huge. And man, the dropship coming around, he sees the 4th base, and TaeJa suddenly realizes, oh my god, this is not good. There's a fully mining base here. I am pretty screwed at the moment. So what is he going to be able to do to counter this? Look at all these banelings, man. He's dropping some down, maybe trying to absorb the baneling hits. I don't know. He does not want these banelings to get anywhere near his workers, but I don't know what he can do to stop them. They're just rolling through the supply depots. They're just rolling into the worker line. And this is the beginning of the end for TaeJa, man. I do not know what he can possibly do to keep these guys out. They just roll through everything. They just destroy everything. His Marines are running, but they just barely managed to survive. And how much did he lose there? Not a lot of harvesters. He managed to save a lot of them. Not all of them, but a fair amount of them. I think he lost like 15 or 20. But meanwhile, Snute, man, he's just building up a crap load more forces. And how many workers is he? He's up to 91 workers. I guess he lost a lot here from that drop from TaeJa, man. Finally managed to knock it off with some lings, but he lost a lot of workers, so he's getting back up in there. Actually exceeding what he previously had, 95 workers. It's a stupendous amount. You see he's actually behind on army supply, but that's actually really crazy. 137 to 170, and he's behind on army supply. It's just because he's got so many more workers. And this is actually a little bit scary because TaeJa is going to have a bigger army. He already has a bigger army than him. And it's all up to Snute. He has to push in constantly. He has to constantly do attacks, constantly wipe out the army, constantly trade armies. He has the economy to do that, but he can't. He definitely cannot sit back and just sit at maximum supply. And that's definitely not what he's doing. He's constantly moving in, constantly whopping in. You see 34 links coming out there, and probably a very great deal of them will be turning into banelings. You can see he's done as much as he can. He's moving back. A very nice drop coming down here. So drones, not too many drones getting taken out. I think most of them ran away. But the link's going to come back, and the dropship is completely saving all of them. Meanwhile, another attack coming in here. And TaeJa, man, pushing back against this massive Zerg economy right now. And this is pretty much just a death push, though, from TaeJa, man. I mean, he's got no economy left. He's got 27 workers versus the stupidly large amount that Snute has. And where's my economy? 92 versus 31. So if TaeJa does not seriously cripple Snute in the next couple of minutes, he is going to be screwed because he cannot build up enough forces to match the amount that Snute is building up. I don't think this is going to work. He looked good for a little while, but yeah, I mean, the big machine that is our Zerg player is just going to keep on trucking. And what can TaeJa possibly do with the economy that he has? He's building up SCVs a little bit, but no, he's got no chance at all. He need like 3 command centers just pumping out SCVs to have a hope of getting back into this game, and it's just not going to happen. Doesn't matter where he drops, doesn't matter how many stuff he takes out, the Zerg can just completely overwhelm him at this point. And the only thing that's keeping him in the game is this medevacs, just taking the workers back in, but he finally has to fall back, and the Zerg is just pushing through with a massive amount of forces. And TaeJa just, he's got something left. He might be able to hold off this attack, but what about the next attack? And what about the attack after that? Snute is going to get so many units, constantly pumping out. He's got such an awesome economy, and TaeJa, man, he is just crippled. And here, this base is going to go down. Lifts it up at the last second. He's just going to save it, but all of these workers are going to go down. I don't think he saved any of those. And yeah, he must have been building workers like crazy because he lost quite a few there, and he's still got about the same amount he had. But look at this, 1 more base, 2 more bases, man. Absolutely freaking insane from our Zerg player, man. He's actually starting to lose a little bit on the gas there. He's actually, looks like the attacks from TaeJa has started to take a bit of toll. He's lost like 15 workers so far, and he's still well in the lead. He lost this base, actually. There must have been an attack from TaeJa that I wasn't seeing while this attack down here was going on. So great job there by TaeJa, taking out the base. It looks like he took out a ton of workers as well. But yeah, TaeJa still well behind. He's getting his worker count up, but yeah, he really needs to get it a lot higher. He's about 20 workers behind, where he needs to be at the absolute minimum. And Snute just building up. You can see he's 40 supply ahead, 50 supply ahead. He's doing all sorts of good stuff, and there he goes. He's got to move in with the links, and TaeJa has a good composition. He has TaeJa tanks, he has marines. Great for taking out lings and bailings and stuff like that, but I mean, Snute can just keep sending him in. And the drops may be able to save him. If he keeps sniping out hatcheries, he may be able to save himself, but I don't know, man. He's got to think about getting his economy really high. 45 getting there, but Snute still has double the amount of workers, and it's only a matter of time before Snute gets some air units, starts having something to take out the medevacs. And then, I do not know what TaeJa can do, man. What he can do once he gets to that point. He does have 3-2. These guys, what are the bailings, what do the links have? Let me click on a link, please. There we go, so they got 2-2. So they're only a little bit behind in terms of upgrades. These guys are doing a great job. The problem is that Snute is so spread out right now that it's very hard for him to protect all his bases. He's got some great creep spread, and he's got lings all over the place, but as soon as he moves in, he's pretty much leaving this base, or almost undefended. He's still sending some forces in. And the Triple M army is really starting to bulk up right now. If you have a look at the army tab, they're about even. And this might actually play out for the Terran player. If he can continue to hold on for the next couple of minutes against this massive Zerg incursion, he will start to be able to get a much larger army than Snute. He's just like 30-40 supply over the army of Snute, and he can just push in and start wiping stuff out. And I do not know if Snute can really do much about it unless he takes out, starts sacrificing workers. The thing is, TaeJa has had the economy advantage for like 5 minutes now, a massive economy advantage for 5 minutes, but he hasn't managed to take TaeJa out. And when you've got that much advantage and you haven't taken your opponent out, then it's not good, man. I mean, here comes the army moving in. They are not on creep though, so this bailing's not going to be as effective as they were. And just jumping into the dropship right now. We're finally seeing a Spire coming out. So Snoot's finally trying to think of how we can possibly take out the medevac. But yeah, I mean, really got to do some time. Really got to fix up this creep, man. This gap over this creep right here, not good at all. These Marines have been going for nuts, man. The Marines got 11 kills. They're probably all just drones, man. So the fact that he can't kill this medevacs is, yeah. If he killed off the medevacs, then I think Snute would have won by now. But he hasn't been able to, and it's just not good. And TaeJa, man, his economy. Oh, there must have been an awesome attack back here because he is down to 21 workers, man. I am sorry I keep missing all these attacks, but yeah, the Zerg player really doing a great job at starving him out. And if we look at the army though, yeah, Snute is ahead, but TaeJa not too far behind. And Snoot's got to start trading armies. He's got to go in there, wipe out this army, then build up again. He's really got to use the economic advantage that he has. The problem is, he can't just wipe out this army because they drop into the medevacs, and what the hell do you do when they're in the medevacs? There's just nothing you can do. He's starting to get some corruptors out. And here we go, he's starting to move into the tanks again. But Ling's moving into tanks, not always the best option. He's finally got the numbers here though, and with Roaches backing him up, I think he should be fine. All of these tanks, I think, are going down, although there's quite a lot of Marines in there. The Marines with 3, they don't have 3 armor quite yet, but they still got quite a lot. And this is stretching out, man. I would have thought the Zerg would have pushed in, but I guess the economic advantage hasn't been able to do the job. Not with the medevacs just picking units up all over the place and just saving them left, right and centre. TaeJa's army should have died 10 times by now, but the medevacs saved them every single time. And finally he's getting a decent number of corruptors up though, and we will see if the corruptors can take out the medevacs. I don't know, because corruptors are so slow when the medevacs have that speed boost. Gonna take them back here, drop them all down. And this base is up now. It's a planetary. Should be able to deal with Lings to some degree. Roaches will still do quite a lot of damage. And he's moving out here. And he's got a Widow Mine. He's got a try and get a nice hit off. It's sort of nice hit, but it mainly hit a Roach, so wasn't that good. And here we go. The Corruptors in there doing the damage they need to do. the medevacs are going to be a lot of trouble, and we've got an Ultralisk in here, and I think that Snute is, no, maybe not, just a massive amount of Marines coming out, and he could have held that off, but yeah, I mean, TaeJa just finally given the GG there. He saw the Ultralisk and he's like, yeah, I don't know if I've got the I've got what I need to take that out. He saw the Ultras and the Corruptors, and yeah, he was just falling so far behind on the economy. 87 versus 23, and I think he got up to 45 at one point, but then he just went down again when he got an attack. So absolutely fantastic job to TaeJa for staying alive for so long with so few workers. And I mean, it all comes down to the medevacs. He saved his army time and time again. Snute lost his army over and over again and just rebuilt it from scratch. TaeJa didn't lose his army. He kept it alive, and he kept it healed up when he got back to the base. So great job from him. But yeah, man, if he had the economy that Snute had, I think TaeJa would have won that. But yeah, it was all thanks to Snute that he didn't have the economy. Snute doing some awesome attacks on this base, constantly putting the pressure on it, constantly wiping out workers all over the place. And yeah, Snute doing a great job as well as countering the Hellbat Marauder push early in the game with bailing, so good job to him. And yeah, Snute turning it around in this game number 2. And we will be moving on to game number 3 with one apiece. We're tied up 1-1. So yeah, really great series so far. And I'll catch you guys in game number 3. This has been Hairy Muppet.